Stone Canyon Pizza has been serving the Northland, Kansas City's best pizza for more than 25 years. With their original location at 15 Main Street in historic downtown Parkville, or their newest location at 504 Northeast 70th Street in Gladstone, there is sure to be a location nearby. Visit their website at stonecanyonpizza.com to view the menu, specials, or to place an order online. Follow them on Facebook for the latest and greatest that is Stone Canyon. Experience more than just great pizza at the Stone Canyon Pizza Company.
Norman Landcraft plans landscapes that are beautiful and functional. If you're renovating or starting new, Norman Landcraft will form your property with professional skill. Call Paul Norman at 816-858-2939 to discuss your project for an investment that grows.
I want to introduce our guest, of course, head coach Holly Lintner. I see assistant coach Vince Matlick is out in the audience. Thank you for coming down. And we also have our two seniors, Sophie Greer and Addison, a.k.a. Addie Hughes. And we'll be talking a little bit later, our freshman, Maddie Klein. Looking forward to that segment, talking to the freshman. So sit up there, Maddie, and take some deep breaths. You'll be just fine. All right, we're going to start off our podcast talking with head coach Holly Lintner, third-year head coach, and what a ride it has been so far. It's been 3 great years, and I got to tell you, this is the first season I've been able to watch much softball because I've been working, but I'm retired now, and this kind of afforded me the opportunity to do these broadcast for the ladies, and boy, I thoroughly enjoyed it. They were so much fun to watch this year. There's so much happened. You never knew what you were going to get when you went to watch one of their games, and I was so glad to do that and then to be able to put this together. So thank you, Jay, for letting us do this. It's been a fun ride. So, all right, Coach Lintner, welcome.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Thank you, and we are so glad that that you're here and we get to talk about. There you go. Just hold it up, and I think we'll be able to hear you, or the crowd will be able to hear you once you start talking. All right, well, we're going to talk first about this past season, one that I know didn't end how and when you wanted it to, but we're not going to focus on the negative there. And I hope after a little bit of time has passed and some dust has settled, everybody's been able to focus on the whole season rather than just the last game. And for you seniors, focus on your whole career, because you've got a great body of work out there behind you to be proud of. And that's what we want to focus on tonight, the positive of this last season. There was so much that happened as far as record set, individual accomplishments, and we'll get with Coach Lintner to go over some of those. So go ahead and lead us off with some of these big deals that happened this year.
Okay, well, it was definitely a awesome ride, and we started off the season really strong. We went to, well, first of all, I'll say that we had a record of 21-6, which was a school record, and we are the best team since 2014. So that's a really awesome accomplishment, and we won our 21st game at the district tournament, so that was really exciting. Our conference record was 5-2. We continued with a competitive schedule where we played a lot of class 3, 4, and 5 schools. Almost half of our games were made up of those bigger schools, and I think that prepared us for tougher competition down the line. Starting with the Summit tournament, we went down to Chesterfield, Missouri for the second year, and we were able to play in that tournament, and we came out 3-2 against some good competition. And I think that was a big part, seeing that we could compete with those higher level, big enrollment schools, that we knew that we had something good going on. And that's always a great team bonding experience, being able to stay overnight and just be with each other and have a meal together after we've played 2 games. So that's my favorite part for sure. We played in the Benton tournament, and we went 3-0 and beat North Platte in the championship game. That was fun. We played in our tournament, and we won both games in that. And then we got in the Park Hill South tournament this season, which we really enjoyed. And we went 3-1 in that tournament. So I'm really proud of the way we played on the weekends, and I think that built up our stamina for sure. Yeah, really, we kept all of our games close, and our defense and our great pitching were what kept us there. We really focused on limiting errors this season, and I pulled the numbers from last year, and we went from, let's see, 51 errors on the season last year to 33 this year. So that's a great improvement. We also focused on less strikeouts. We went from 114 strikeouts last year to 74 this year. So just going in with a different approach at the plate and putting ourselves in perspective to win every time and limiting errors and having better at bats definitely kept us in those close games. So a lot to be proud of this season. We have Sophie Greer, who is like mopping the charts with all of her career leader statistics and single season. I just jotted down a few. Let's see. She's the career leader of doubles, runs, hits, at bats, RBIs, home runs. She was the team leader for batting average. She batted .512 this fall, and Addie Hughes batted .373. Just a really good 3-4 hole that we are gonna miss incredibly. So really good stuff. And I'm just really proud of everything that we've accomplished this year, and it's been awesome that you guys have been in support of that, and I couldn't ask for anything better. So thank you.
All right, that's a pretty good rundown, and that's a good season for 2 or 3 seasons of work. But for what you all were able to do this season, just with the stats that you came up with, is just amazing. So those are going to be some awful big shoes that are going to have to be filled. So we wish you luck, but boy, are we going to miss you. All right. Since this was really the first season that I was able to watch, one thing that impressed me with the team was the different ways they won game. I mean, you never knew if they were going to have to come from behind to win a game, if they were going to put somebody away early and just coast, or you might have a game where it was just back and forth all the time. You never saw the same game twice. It always unfolded differently. And that's one thing that made it exciting for me. I don't know about anybody else, but, sometimes when you have a dominant team, it can get a little boring, but you girls kept it interesting. I'll say that. You just never knew. I know at times you probably refer to as heartbreak kids, just the way you were kept us hanging and come back right at the end to win some very big games. So that was very exciting. Coach, I know we'd spoken a little bit earlier about the early exit, and I know that was probably tough. How did you perceive the team taking that and processing it?
I think that was a tough one just because it felt like the game was back and forth several times. And I feel like we just needed a minute just to process everything that we had just gone through, because we'd get excited and then we would tie it back up and then back and forth. And that's just a lot on your brain and on your heart and on your body. So that definitely took some time to come down from, but it was one of the best game we've played. Well,
it was
stayed in it the whole time was what I was.
It was, and again, it was just a 2-run loss.
Yeah,
like the first time you played them. But anyway, the whole season as a whole, like I said, was just so exciting because you never knew what you were going to get, and we look forward to every game. I know as a broadcaster, they're to die for games like this because you don't sound the same every game. It's so different. The broadcast can sound different, or you hope and try to make it sound different anyway. All right, we're going to step aside and get back to Jay. I think he's got some words to say, and we'll come back and talk some more with head coach Holly Lintner. Jay?
The Tin Kitchen is the top barbecue destination in the West Platte area and has also established itself to be in the top 20 barbecue restaurants in Kansas City. Tin Kitchen's menu features pecan wood smoked meats straight from the pit, slow smoked for up to 16 hours. It features pulled pork, brisket, chicken, and award-winning barbecue ribs. Stop by the Tin Kitchen at 509 Main Street in Weston, Missouri for a fantastic barbecue dining experience, or check out their catering menu at www.tin-kitchen.com or call them at 816-640-0100.
I also want to thank Sean O'Malley and his crew here at the Tin Kitchen. Man, this is a great place for a podcast. It's the first time we've been back here, and it's just a great place. So, I tell you, I wish we could Bluetooth the aroma to people out there, because this is just, wow. If you have never been to the Tin Kitchen, you need to come. And if you have, you know what I'm talking about. So thanks again, Sean. We really appreciate your hospitality and hosting this podcast. All right, we're going to get back with head coach Alan Lintner. We talked in the first segment about the team's accomplishments and all the positives that occurred during the season. I'd like to talk a little bit about, and we have discussed this, I think, on some post-game interviews that we did, about the makeup of the team, the camaraderie. I mean, you were starting kids from freshman all the way through senior. It's not like you were a junior, senior heavy team. You had underclassmen contributing in big ways. And it just, to an outside observer, me, it just seemed like the girls had this sisterhood, like softball sisters. You know, it didn't matter what age or what class anybody was in. It was just this closeness of the team, and that showed.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like this is definitely the most tight-knit group that I've coached. And I think that it boils down to the senior leadership and just how much ball they have played together, and they just know each other and they're comfortable going all out for each other and playing for each other. So I think that's a big part of it, and it's really cool to see, and I'm glad that it's evident on.
Yeah, well, it was, and I hope that's something that can continue, because these younger players that were on the team, they got a chance to see how the upperclassmen felt about them and welcome them to the team, and they can pass that along in coming years to the other younger kids coming in behind them. So I think that really contributes a whole lot to the success of a team when you have that camaraderie between them. Now, I know, as in any sport, playing in the KCI conference is very tough. I mean, they're just loaded in almost every sport. In fact, I think the biggest percentage of the teams in the conference, were in postseason, went past, their first game to come back. And it's just a very tough conference to play in. Of course, the big dog on the block this year was Midbuck. They're losing, I think, 9 seniors. Is that correct?
Yes.
They are going to go through some adjustments next year. Lathrop was tough. Lawson was tough, of course, and of course West Platte. What's the conference looking like to you for next year, if you have any insight?
Well, I know we're graduating a great senior class all around. There's great seniors on all teams, and that's been evident with my all region meetings, all district meetings, and all conference that we just had. It's tough, and the stats that are coming out of the KCI conference are absolutely insane, and I don't think that our region matches up to any other region in the state for sure. I know that each team will still be competitive in the KCI, and I will really look forward to see how that shakes out next year, and hopefully we're towards.
Well, and that's a great point you bring up, that there's a big senior class conference wide.
Yeah.
So again, it's going to be an unknown, kind of wide open, wild, wild west kind of thing to see how everything shakes out next year conference wise. And I know these Lady Jays are going to be right in the middle of things. So we certainly look forward to that. that is one thing you just brought up that I forgot to mention are the postseason honors. Maybe you
Yes.
could kind of touch on those. We want to honor the ladies for that.
Yes. So we have a variety of them. I'll start with Sophie Greer. She was on first team for all things. She was on first team for all district, all region, and all conference. And all conference, I like to point out that it is a very hard award to get because we only award 12 players from the whole conference, and that's 8 teams. And with the competition and the people that we have on our teams, it's like, how are we supposed to pick 12? But first team for all of those things is super impressive, and it's definitely well deserved. So
Let's give Sophie a big hand. Great job.
And then Addie Hughes was first team all district. She was also first team, or I think first team all region, and she was honorable mention for all conference. So still to even get a nod for all conference is really respectable and really something to be proud of. And
Thank you.
we've got our freshman Maddie Klein. She got first team all district, and I'm really proud of you for that, Maddie. That's awesome, and I can't wait to see how much you bloom through 3 years.
Yeah, give Maddie a big hand.
I love Maddie.
That's a great job as a freshman.
Yeah.
We're going to talk more about that later.
Yeah, you got lots of props at that meeting, and I love going to those meetings, and I love bragging about my players, and I like hearing what other coaches see in my players too, and just a lot of respect for our awesome players.
Well, I think it's safe to say there's going to be more coming down the road there. So we're going to look forward to what she's got left in the tank. 3 more years with her, that's going to be a great ride. Yeah, absolutely. Let's have a hand again for all of our postseason accomplishments. Great job, lady. All right, Coach, you've been on the hot seat for long enough. I just have one more question for you. Do you have any special memory of this? Maybe a special play or a game as a whole? I mean, there's probably a lot to choose from, but I don't know if there's something that stood out to you or not.
I feel like that's so hard.
It would be, and I apologize for throwing that at you last minute, but I was just interested.
I always enjoy. Well, I think that the first tournament that we were in, the St. Louis tournament, is honestly like a check of our team as we play, but it's also a check of like how we're doing together because we're spending a lot of time together, and there was no hiccups, there was no drama, there was nothing, and I just enjoyed being in everyone's company and just spending time with people that we've been spending time with every day, and just I really enjoy that part of coaching. So I think just being with my girls and hanging out is my favorite part.
Thank you. That was a great road trip, I'll have to say. It really was. And I was impressed that against those big schools, you went 3-2 for the weekend against them. I thought, boy, if this is an early season indication of what we're in for, it really made you excited for the season. So I think that, as you mentioned, it does help get the team started off on the right foot. I mean, if you can go down there and play that well against bigger schools, just think of the confidence that it gives you to come back and face this tough KCI conference that we have. So I think that's a great way of kicking off the season. So Coach Lintner, thank you for joining us. We really appreciate your insights and memories, kind of a walk down memory lane of this season. And we certainly look forward to see what you've got coming up for next year. So we're going to step away and take a break for some words from our sponsors that make this possible. And we'll be right back in just a few minutes.
Stone Canyon Pizza has been serving the Northland, Kansas City's best pizza for more than 25 years. With their original location at 15 Main Street in historic downtown Parkville, or their newest location at 504 Northeast 70th Street in Gladstone, there is sure to be a location nearby. Visit their website at stonecanyonpizza.com to view the menu, specials, or to place an order online. Follow them on Facebook for the latest and greatest that is Stone Canyon. Experience more than just great pizza at the Stone Canyon Pizza Company.
Norman Landcraft plans landscapes that are beautiful and functional. If you're renovating or starting new, Norman Landcraft will form your property with professional skill. Call Paul Norman at 816-858-2939 to discuss your project for an investment that grows.
All right, welcome back on westplattesports.com, and Norm Productions podcast series. We're very excited to have everyone here. We've got a good crowd and honoring some very special ladies tonight. We've got two of our seniors here, Sophie Greer and Addie Hughes. I'd also just like to mention the other two seniors, Morgan Van Atta, Big Mo, and Molly Klein as well. So we want to welcome them and say we're going to miss all of them, and what a contribution you've made to the West Platte softball program. It's just great to have that kind of talent here at West Platte. So we're gonna put Sophie on the hot seat. No, it's not a hot seat. Don't. No. I'll try to throw some softballs at you. Okay. How's that? All right. Well, first of all, I want to say congratulations on your 500 strikeouts. That happened the second half of the season.
Yeah.
Very impressive. And of course, you added a few more after that. So you had a great senior year. So I just want to say thank you for all of your contributions to the program.
Thank you.
So I touched on this a little bit with Coach Lintner. After the season's been over now about 3 weeks, have you had time to go back and think about not only this season, but your whole high school career and the accomplishments? I mean, that's got to be a great source of pride for you.
Yeah, definitely. I'm very thankful for all the opportunities West Platte softball has given me. It's been a great ride all 4 years. I've loved every second of it. Yeah, I'm just very thankful.
Well, I know we're all thankful to have had you all these years, and we are certainly going to miss you. I touched on this a little bit with Coach earlier about the makeup of the team. Was that, and I don't think it probably was, but I'd be interested to hear what you guys think. Was that, was there any considerations given to, we've got a freshman starting, or we got younger players? I mean, how did you especially seniors, how did you approach, having that kind of a team?
We definitely knew we had to take them under our wing, because I think, speaking for all the freshmen, that's what our seniors did for us. So we've had good leadership in the past, so knowing we had to take them under our wing and just kind of show them like what high school softball is all about, I think that was a big part of it.
Well, I know that probably made them feel very welcome to come into this type of a program where you guys did mentor them and prop them up, give them the support they needed. Because I've got to think, and we'll talk about this later, I got to think it was probably very hard maybe for them joining a varsity squad with the reputation and record that you all had, and wanting to be able to come in and contribute right away. And boy, they did.
Mm-hmm.
It was great. So thank you for being that kind of leader. And I know you're helping develop future leaders too, because of that. We'll see that manifest itself, I'm sure.
For sure.
What kind of future plans do you have going forward post high school?
I'm gonna go play softball at North Central Missouri College. Plan to pitch and maybe play a little outfield.
Wow, we're gonna have to get a schedule and check out some of those games.
Yeah.
Absolutely, because we can't quit you cold turkey. We're gonna have to come and watch it. It's gonna be too hard not to have you in the fall sports lineup. So, do you have any favorite memories of this season or your whole career?
Probably my favorite memory this season was definitely the St. Louis tournament. It's always so much fun getting to know the girls better and just bonding as a team. It's a lot of fun for sure. And probably my career favorite was our game against North Platte in the district semifinals last year. That was such a great feeling, I think, for all of us. Because we had lost to them twice before, and then going back and winning that game, I think that was a huge deal for not even the season, but maybe West Platte as a whole.
Well, and you mentioned North Platte. I'm glad you did, because that brought up a question I had considered earlier. Of course, they've been probably throughout your whole high school career one of your biggest rivals.
Mm-hmm.
And not only North Platte, but some of the other conference teams have members on it that you have probably played
Mm-hmm.
competitive ball with.
Yep.
Because
Mm-hmm.
it was very evident that you all knew a lot of
Yeah.
other team members. So
Uh-huh.
it is it hard to go up against what was maybe a summer teammate when you get to the fall? Are you able to put that aside and go out there and do battle?
Yeah, for the most part. It's a lot of fun. I love playing with or against teammates from comp ball. Sometimes it can be a little hard maybe to like focus, but for the most part, I enjoy all of it.
Well, some of those, I'm sure the competitiveness does come out in you, because
For
you
sure.
got somebody at the plate that you know is just a terrific hitter,
Mm-hmm.
and you can just see you laser focused on trying to
Yeah.
make sure they take a seat and sit down.
Uh-huh.
And, you know, that happened quite a bit. So I just have always wondered what that was like, you know, a teammate in one aspect at one time, but now they're on the other side. So how do you approach that?
Yeah.
So thank you
Mm-hmm.
for talking about that. All right. What, as you leave West Platte, and of course we wish you all the best
you.
in your college career, and look forward to all the great things you're going to do. You've got these other ladies coming up to try to fill these shoes that you guys are leaving. What advice would you have, or do you have, for any of the younger players, next year's team? How do you survive in all of this?
Yeah, I would say definitely do all the little things. It helps so much. And don't take anything for granted, because it flew by so fast. So just have as much fun as you can, because I enjoyed every single second of it.
That's great advice, and especially about it going by so fast. I mean, Maddie, you're going to turn around twice and you'll be sitting here as a senior.
True.
I mean, it may not seem like it, but once you hit freshman, man, it is gone.
Mm-hmm.
It does go by quick. So like she said, enjoy every bit of it, because you only got one chance to go through this phase. So make a good ride out of it. Definitely. Sophie, thank you so much for talking with us. And again, congratulations on all of
Thank you so
the
much.
awards you got. And thanks for the entertainment this fall. It was so much fun watching you and the team. And like I said, we hope we can catch some of your college baseball.
Yes.
Cheery on up at Trenton. All right. I guess we come to Miss Maddie. Take your microphone there, young lady. We talked again with Sophie and Coach about the last season. What's your thoughts on how the season went?
I'm very proud of all the girls, especially our coach, for having to deal with us. I don't regret anything, no matter like missing a play, because it all led back to having to work harder and go through our own thoughts and our mentality to get to where we ended up at. So I'm just glad I got to spend it with the group of girls that we did have.
That's a great answer, and that goes right back to the camaraderie and the makeup of the team, what you just said about being glad to be able to be a part of that. That's great. You played center field this year. You had been at third, right? Had you been at third the previous years that you played?
Oh, my freshman year, I played a little bit of outfield. Sophomore year, I moved to second base. And then junior year, I was full-time third baseman, and then I ended up in center field for my last year.
Well, okay. Forgive me for asking because I, like I said, wasn't able to follow you in previous years, but I knew you had moved to center field this year, and I got to tell you what a joy it was watching you. I mean, there was not much got by you. I mean, there was one game, I think, in postseason, you made all 3 outs of an inning, and they weren't easy outs. You had to run them down, one to your left, one to your right, and you had to run in and outstretch to grab it. And you made all 3 outs out there. And it just, you felt very comfortable if somebody lifted a ball to center field or somewhere out there, you were going to run it down. And then the arm that you had to get it back in, I know you saved some runs by holding runners on bases because they knew not to challenge your arm. It's just amazing watching you play center field out there. So great job in making that. Was it hard to make the transition?
I mean, yeah, I just go back to just normal things I've learned from the beginning. I mean, even at third base, you still got to drop step and catch a pop fly. No matter where you're at, you're using all of those essentials that you've already learned. I'm just glad Miss Lintner trusted me to switch to that position.
Well, I tell you what, it worked out. So give her props for that decision because, boy, it was a great one. I asked Sophie about the makeup of the team with the younger players. What's your take on that with them coming in and how you kind of shepherded them along?
Luckily, the group that we did have come in were already very talented. I mean, no matter what happened, it was almost like they were our age, which me and Sophie have said that before. We thought they were juniors at first, but they were freshmen.
Wow.
I don't know. I think they've really earned their spot. Not many people, I mean, others thought they deserved more, but the freshmen really, the people who got to play showed what they had to show and they earned it.
And that's going to be so valuable for them moving forward. I mean, they got a lot of experience this year and they contributed greatly to the team's success as well. I mean, it's like you said, they played, I think, much older than their years, but I'm sure that was all in preparation from their younger years and, moving up through the different leagues of softball. So that's great to have that kind of talent come in that can continue the tradition year after year. What's your future plans? What do you got going on?
So I'm going to go to college for softball, North Central Missouri.
Are you going to join
with Sophie?
Oh my God. Yeah, we definitely got to go watch. Yeah. Well, do you know what you might be playing up there yet?
Anywhere
position?
they want me to play.
Anywhere. All right. Very versatile. That's great. Well, we wish you luck up there. Same question I had for Sophie. What kind of advice do you have for next year's team, the younger kids coming up? If you could say, hey, this is what I want you to know, what would it be?
I would tell them not to play so tight. I mean, everybody gets a chance. Miss Lintner is not the one to look at you differently because of your background or because of your grades or how you act. She looks at you for your ability to play on the field and help other people out, no matter what the circumstances are. And so I would just say be you and try not to overdo it as much.
Yeah, sorry for the distraction. I didn't mean we're trying to get Maddie up here and get her under a headset so we can talk with her. So that's great advice. I'm sure they appreciate that. And it's like I said, it's going to be tough losing you seniors, but it's also at the same time very exciting seeing and knowing what we've got, loaded in the chamber, so to speak, that she's tools that coach is going to have to put out there in the field and compete with this fairly new makeup of the KCI conference teams, I think. It's going to be interesting to see how things evolve, of course, after next season. But still, you got to be very confident of the young ladies we have coming in. So thank you for coming and taking this time to speak with us. And again, congratulations on a great season. And we wish you nothing but the best up there in Trenton with Sophie. Don't get in too much trouble now, you hear? I know that's a moot point, and
Great point.
forget it. Yeah. Waste of breath. I get it. All right. Hand a little round thing over to Miss Maddie Klein, our freshman. Welcome, Maddie.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good.
You've been sitting out there listening to all of this, and what's your take on you like the podcast? Do you like speaking out in public?
It's not too bad. Just get kind of nervous.
Well, we're just sitting around the table having a conversation. No pressure whatsoever. So, you played shortstop this year, right?
Yeah.
If there was a Hoover Award, you would have to get that because you got everything that come out your way. I mean, it was fantastic watching you get to those balls. Left, right, vertically. Boy, I saw you make some pretty good leaps to bring balls down and then get them over to first base and get them out. So I know you created a lot of outs and probably saved some runs playing that position. So we look forward to many more great years, not only at your position in the field, but at the plate as well. I mean, it's like Addie said, you guys played well above your years, you younger players, and that only bodes well for the future. Absolutely. What was it like as a freshman coming in and playing varsity right away?
It's kind of nerve-wracking just being with people that are older, playing against older girls, but I feel like I really got welcomed in, and I've been with these girls. I've practiced with them because of my older sister. So it felt really nerve-wracking, but really good.
Well, yeah, you had a good group to come in and get started as a freshman. I dare say it's probably not that comfortable for some freshmen stepping onto a team and playing varsity right away because they may not be as welcomed as you lower classmen were. And it was just such an honor to watch you come in and be successful. We talked about everybody else, about the camaraderie of the team, the cohesiveness, how everybody just seemed to be one big family. I mean, watch you guys in warm up, or if you're in the dugout, out on the field warming up. I mean, it's just, you all were just seemed like you were just one big unit.
Yeah. A lot.
And that's great to have that. I think contributes to success a lot when you have that. I mentioned to Sophie earlier about her leadership on the team. Of course, Addie provided leadership as well as the other two seniors. With them moving on, the team's got to have leadership. And I know you're going to be a great prospect to be one of the team leaders, as well as some others that will emerge as well. What have you thought about that going into next year yet, about not having these four seniors and, making an impact more so on the team?
I have thought a lot about it and how I think I'm going to have to step more into like a leadership role, and I'm going to have to, even though I'm going to be a sophomore, welcome the freshmen in like they did to me, treat them like how they treated me, which is really good. And I think I'm just going to have to be like an older player basically and help them guide it through it so we can all just be as cohesive and good as we were this year.
Well, that's a great attitude to have. And like I mentioned to Sophie and Addie, they did that to you all. And so that's going to continue through you to the younger players that are coming on. And I think Coach would agree with me. That is so important to have that kind of an attitude. And I know you could see it this year. You definitely are going to be a team leader next year. So we look forward to great things out of you next year as well. Do you have any goals yet or thoughts next year, the way the conference competition might? Of course, nobody knows what that's going to look like yet, but I think it's going to be different than it has been.
I think it's going to be really different. I think one of my goals is to continue what I did this year and play shortstop like I did or whatever I play. I want to continue guiding hitting wise, and I want to make sure I'm viewed as someone that has a positive attitude and good leadership, communication. I want to just continue what I did this year into next year and hopefully better.
Well, I think you're certainly off to a good start, and I know Coach appreciates that as well. This might be a curveball to you, and I apologize if it is, but we asked the seniors if they had any advice for the underclassmen. Would you like to say anything to the seniors? Just about anything.
It was great having you guys. I felt like you guys really helped me be comfortable. Just had a great year. I remember the Mid-Buck Jamboree, and I realized that we were actually really connected, especially being with Addie in the dugout. That's what I remember from this year. I remember all the scenes. I'm sorry.
That just brought up another question is all.
And I think that they were great leaders. I'm going to miss them so much. It's not going to be the same without them, but it was great having everybody.
Yeah. Now, without naming names, is there another Addie coming along for the dugout? I know she kept things lively. Is there anybody else that's going to be able to, I know probably not as well as she did. You don't replace somebody like her, the way she, kept everything going and lively and upbeat. But is there something? Maybe it's you. I don't know. Maybe it's you that can do that. Your personality is kind of bubbly like that too. So I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't turn out to be you.
Guess we'll see.
Yeah, we will. All right, Maddie, thank you for joining us. Thanks also to Sophie and Addie. We appreciate you girls, ladies, coming in and being part of this podcast. I hope it wasn't too painful for you, being associated with this whole people, but we really appreciate y'all. And I got to say, what a joy and honor it was to be at your games and broadcasting them so other people that couldn't get there. We had a lot of people say, hey, thank you. We were able to be a part of this season you all had because we were able to listen. And we hadn't had that before. So I know Jay and myself are very happy and excited to be able to have brought that to more people. And we look forward to hopefully doing it some more. So, all right. Thank you, ladies. We're going to step away and have a break again. And we'll be right back here on this Norm Production podcast.
Stone Canyon Pizza has been serving the Northland, Kansas City's best pizza for more than 25 years. With their original location at 15 Main Street in historic downtown Parkville, or their newest location at 504 Northeast 70th Street in Gladstone, there is sure to be a location nearby. Visit their website at stonecanyonpizza.com to view the menu, specials, or to place an order online. Follow them on Facebook for the latest and greatest that is Stone Canyon. Experience more than just great pizza at the Stone Canyon Pizza Company.
Norman Landcraft plans landscapes that are beautiful and functional. If you're renovating or starting new, Norman Landcraft will form your property with professional skill. Call Paul Norman at 816-858-2939 to discuss your project for an investment that grows.
All right. Well, I would like to say as we wrap up, thank you to everyone, especially our audience that came to see this thing live. Yeah, let's have a hand for you guys. You did a great job. Thank you. I know the girls, like Addie said, appreciated being here and supporting them as you did all season long. So I'd like to thank Coach Lintner and Coach Matlick for showing up and for your guidance. I mean, gosh, I watched you push buttons and pull levers out there to make things happen. And it was just, a work of art, the how you guys guided these ladies and came out with the results that you did. It's just been amazing to watch, and we hope to have more in the audience as well. Well, I just want to say thanks again to the crowd, to the ladies, to the coaches that were here, and for producer engineer Jane Hour, technical engineer assistant Cooper. Thank you for all you're doing to make sure this gets where it needs to go. I'm Alan Lintner. So glad to have had this opportunity. So we're going to say goodbye. We'll see you around, and we'll see you at the game. Good night.
Stone Canyon Pizza has been serving the Northland, Kansas City's best pizza for more than 25 years. With their original location at 15 Main Street in historic downtown Parkville, or their newest location at 504 Northeast 70th Street in Gladstone, there is sure to be a location nearby. Visit their website at stonecanyonpizza.com to view the menu, specials, or to place an order online. Follow them on Facebook for the latest and greatest that is Stone Canyon. Experience more than just great pizza at the Stone Canyon Pizza Company.
Norman Landcraft plans landscapes that are beautiful and functional. If you're renovating or starting new, Norman Landcraft will form your property with professional skill. Call Paul Norman at 816-858-2939 to discuss your project for an investment that grows.